Oh, hello there. Yes, well, hurrah, Monday. A new shiny week full of possibilities, very much so in my life. Might be quite nice. It might well be a happening week for me. Hurrah for, well, me. And you lot, well, hopefully for you as well, but certainly mainly for me because, yeah, I like me. Anyway, yes, it's actually my 900th video. I sort of dared to look at my very first one over the weekend, which oddly enough was about education. Quelle surprise. Anyway, today I could easily, if you like, go on about Labour MPs laughing and chuckling and burning £20 notes in front of the homeless, but I'm not going to do that because they're doing a damn fine job all on their own, aren't they? Yes, you see, I don't vote Labour. It's no good putting things in the comments saying about how bad Starmer is. I agree with you. Pointless. Anyway, so I thought we'd go really left field today. Yeah, you see what I did there? Anyway, yeah. And talk once again about Paul Durant. Who he, you say? Well, he's the guy who cropped up on GB News about 3 weeks ago being on hunger strike. Yes, he's on hunger strike. And yes, the latest thing with him is he was very disappointed. The latest demand that he had, along with ending wokeness, political correctness and illegal migration, was that the government mustn't bring in the winter fuel payment cuts, which they did. So his local MP went round to see him and took a handwritten note. Hand finished. Yes, a bit like those. Oh no, that reminds me of illegal immigrants. Anyway, no, not hand wash cars. No, took it to the PM's office, and there's a photograph there. You can see. Yeah, look at him going outside number 10. Yeah, on behalf of Paul, who's lost 2 stone apparently. Yes. Anyway, yes, you may dimly recall that I did talk about him a few weeks ago, and he's still here. He hasn't keeled over. Now, some of the biologists amongst you might be thinking, well, surely he, like, a week's old man, he'd, be very ill. But no, apparently due to a 7 weeks he's been at it, roughly speaking, give or take a day, but 7 weeks he's been at that, which I, very much like you, would have thought that on a biological level he'd basically be approaching a sort of coma now. But apparently through massive willpower and basically not being on hunger strike as far as I can make out, he's managed to make his way through. Hooray! Yes, he's taking water and vitamin pills and fruit juice, but no solids, he says. I have the feeling that people are basically feeding him soup, which would account for the ability of him to process fibre, because otherwise he'd never sit out with his British and Israeli flags and get young people to shout at him, getting altercations with his wife. See, I shouldn't smile at that, but I had to smile when I did see that. You're just sort of thinking to yourself, yes, isn't he just your archetypal GB News older reform-style bloke that would get into a shouting match with a 14-year-old just because he's doing something idiotic? I would have to agree with you. Anyway, moving on from all of those things. Yes. Anyway, yes. Apparently, as I say, from what I can understand about biology, he doesn't know anything about biology because he's actually cited somebody who was on a fast, in inverted commas, for over a year. Yeah, you can diet for over a year, mate, but you can't not eat for over a year, in very much the same way as you can't be on hunger strike for 7 weeks if you're basically eating stuff. I'm sorry, mate, but no, you're not on hunger strike, are you? I don't know. I mean, it could set a completely new trend. I mean, this guy could just keep doing this over and over again and making the most outrageous and ridiculous demands because he's never going to die, so it won't make any difference. And yet, at the same time, he reserves the right to get upset that people think that what he's doing is farcical and that politicians are ignoring him. I think what Paul should do is gather all of the other sort of reform-style voters and all the racists together and get them all to agree to go on hunger strike for 7 weeks. I think that would be a brilliant idea because, after all, the government would then have to do something about it, or maybe not. They would probably decide that they can't possibly just give in to vast numbers of people on hunger strike, which means that vast numbers of them would die. But it would kind of sort out the whole NHS waiting list stuff, wouldn't it? So that's my tip for you, Paul. get loads of other people to actually have hunger strikes. Yeah, don't let that git Starmer dictate to you at all, okay? And if he does, send him another letter. Yeah, but one without soup stains on it, hopefully, I would imagine. Anyway, you see, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, is it legitimate for me to have a go at that bloke? And then I thought, yeah, it really is, okay? And it's farcical that GB News is going, well, I think it's really important what he's doing. No, it isn't, okay? He's a very, very, very sad man who doesn't really understand how the world works and certainly doesn't understand what a hunger strike is. Ain't Bobby Sands. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, yeah, for those of you with a long memory, eh? Anyway, do have a lovely Monday. Yes. Damp. Damp, eh?